gonna work on a sticky bomb today. Sticky bomb is gonna be another weapon that you can get that is able to blow up certain walls and blocks like these ones. So right now you can't get through there, but with the sticky bomb, you can blow that up. So these guns are just temporary in terms of their sprite, but I have an orange one, a green one, and a blue one. So I'm thinking for the sticky bomb gun, I'm gonna go with yellow for now. I think that'd be kind of cool. Just gotta make it look a little bit different so you can differentiate it from the other ones. Art is not my strong suit whatsoever, but like I said, these are pretty much just temporary. Just kind of getting some ideas from Google. What's up, Brian? How's the audio? How's the music in the background, and how's the mic? How's the visual? Everything good? Yeah, it's temporary for now. It's a yellow gun. I made the sprite look different. Now I'm working on the bullet and how it's going to operate. Right now I'm running into like a very minor error because I copied and pasted a previous gun and then deleted something out of the code, so there's just an issue here that I'm working on. But yeah, it's gonna shoot out and then stick to the wall and then like beep a few times or something and then blow up. And it's going to be a much more powerful weapon, and it's going to be used to blow up certain blocks and stuff. So I should be able to get that working today during this stream. How's the audio and everything like that, Ryan? Sweet. Yeah, it's pretty cool. The green screen does a pretty good job. Definitely better than having a big rectangle there, so you can't, so it blocks a portion of the what I'm working on. You can also take it away like this. No, I'm gonna get the beeping sound from Splice for sure. Beep 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 beep. I could do that. Oh, it's a little loud. How's that? That might be like too low. I don't know. Let me know how that sounds and I'll raise it up a little bit if I need to. How's the audio now, Ryan? Better? Okay. Not too low. Yeah, so far I set up this weapon so I can really differentiate it. It just kills him in one hit, and it shoots a lot slower. But really what it's going to do, it's going to stick against... It's going to actually move a little faster, but it's going to stick against the wall, like I said. So it's not like a traditional bullet. But you can see what's kind of cool is that those particle effects there, they're yellow because the bullet's yellow. It's kind of hard to tell. But if I change to like the orange gun, they're orange. When that blows up, they'll be green. So it just the code like makes the color change depending on what type of bullet it is. For these ones, it's blue. But yeah, thanks for checking out the stream and let me know how the audio is. Actually, you know what I think I might do? Is that the bullet won't really even travel like that. It's going to be like an instant. So basically wherever that laser is, wherever it intersects the wall, it's just basically going to be instantly put there. I think that'll make more sense for this type of weapon. So I got to work on that. One hit. Oh, you know what I could do too is make a bullet so it goes through, like a laser weapon or something, or just some kind of special ammunition where when you shoot this, the bullet doesn't explode on impact. It goes right through all of them, kind of like the laser itself for the turret. So right here, you know, if I let the laser shoot through there. Oh shit. Oh. But that would be kind of cool. So you can just like blow through all these at once. Okay, so now I gotta work on the fact that the sticky bomb will basically just appear immediately wherever it's being aimed. So it's not going to have a move speed. It's not going to move in the X direction or Y direction by the X and Y speed every step. It's not going to slowly make its way over. It's just going to appear there. So really, I will be erasing these. I'll comment them out for now. But essentially, I need to calculate. It's kind of what the laser is doing. It's just going to, in one loop, in one game frame. So in a loop, it will basically send out a point. I think it's called like a raycast, especially in like Unity and some other game programs. It's called a raycast, and it'll just send it out, figure out where the closest collision is, and then it'll plant the bomb there. So this should be kind of funny. Right now, without the speed being applied to it, when I shoot the bomb, it just sits there. But if I put the muzzle on a turret and then shoot, it should still blow them up. Yeah. So, here's how it works. When the bullet's created, before it even gets to this step, it should do it right in the create event. Before it even shows up, before it even gets drawn for the first time, because you don't want to see it being drawn until it's at its location. We'll do it in the create event, and it's going to use a while loop. I'm just going to bring up the laser turret real quick and look at the code from that. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. I'll let you get back to your work. Oops. What's up, John? Say something in the comments. Ryan Hartford was just on here. Or maybe he still is. All right, I think that might work. Let's see if I don't get an error. Oh, didn't even move. Oh, that's right, because no game stop. So basically, once I have that collision object, or the closest object, I set the X position of this bullet to underscore X and underscore Y. I think that'll work. Trying to, John. Let's see. Oh, well, you know what? Now it's just exploding on impact, so that's not going to work. Actually, I don't know what the hell is happening. I think it's colliding with itself or with me. All right, John. Thanks, man. Okay, now I'm almost there. But it's just exploding on impact. You can see it all the way to the left. It's just, the bullet's just magically appearing there because I don't want it to fly through the air. So that's good, but it is exploding on impact, so that is easy to fix. A little quick temporary fix. There it is. Okay. Oh, that's weird. Let's see. So, when it does find its final location, okay, it's kind of working. That's funny. It's not shooting the turrets though. I think what would be pretty cool too is that if before you actually shoot the gun, it should show you kind of where it's going to land. So you can see like a little image of it, exactly where it would go. Or when you do press the shoot button, or when you click the shoot, maybe I can quickly show like a line of where it's going. Right now you got the laser sight on, but you know, for some weapons you don't even see that. Because if they don't shoot in a straight line, you're not going to see a laser. But for the typical pulse gun, or the pea shooter, you're going to see the laser, because that's the type of gun it is. It's the type of bullet. It goes straight. So for the sticky bomb, I don't know. I got to figure that one out. Also, whatever it hits shouldn't blow up right away. It's gonna stick there and then beep and then blow up. So, got a lot of work to do here, but we'll get it working. Make it work soon. Oh, whoa. I shot into the void and the game froze. Because the loop just goes forever. There's nothing for it to cling to. Crap. Gotta stop this. Ryan, you're my only viewer right now. I don't know what to do, man. It's gonna be recorded forever. Someone could come back to it and see it. I'll take theirs though. 20 bucks a pop. I'll do whatever you want. You can Venmo me. You can Apple Pay me. I'll take off my shirt for 20 bucks. I'm about to start doing that. Just create a stream where I do whatever you want. I already bought your book. Bought both books. I'll take a whole box. Give me a box. I'll resell them. It's all about how to sell it, you know? You can sell it. If you're a good salesman, you should be able to sell those books for whatever price you want. You're not selling the book, you're selling the experience. Or something like that. Some BS like that. So, DS stands for data structure, and there's different types of data structures like lists, maps, grids, and a couple others. And basically, once you're done using the list, in this case I'm using the list to store all the items that are all the objects that the bullet could potentially collide with. And once it's made its collision, or if it didn't collide with anything, there's nothing for it to collide into. You have to destroy the list for like memory management. No one's ever going to see the code to put like a secret message, but in the game there could be a lot of different kinds of secrets. Yes, Blake, this is live. What's up, Blake? All right, Ryan. Blake, you still here? Can you hear me? How's the audio? Is it good? Make sure you like the video and subscribe. Super cool. Nice. I'm actually going to make a video of me playing through Trapped. I record it using the OBS software that I'm using now and just record my reaction playing it, a game that I made almost 20 years ago. Play through the whole thing and I'll make that into a video at some point. So right now the game is freezing when you shoot this new bullet into the void because there's nothing for it to hit, so the loop just keeps going forever. But the way I have the code, I don't understand why that's happening. Oh, I think I know why. Yeah. Blake, how's everything in Jersey? How's the weather? How's Mel? Moist. That's great. Oh my goodness. Dirty man. I'm gonna tell her you said that. Yesterday I picked up 2 subscribers from doing the stream, which is pretty cool. A whole 2 subscribers. I've been streaming for an hour and 15 minutes. It takes me forever to get anything working. Not to get it working, but just to do it in general. I like to take my time with it. Don't feel like you have to stay on here, by the way. I'm just glad you could join real quick to test it out. You can hear the music. I got the chill music playing. Blake, I just sent you a picture. Yeah, I'm still trying to experiment with like the music and the audio and everything. Make sure it's sounds good and the volume's good, everything like that for the viewers. I really need to get on Twitch. I'm gonna try to create a Twitch account soon. But YouTube right now is just an experiment. Oh yeah. I know of some streamers that, you know, they're not necessarily playing games. They do a combination of things, but they make like $1,000 a day probably or more. I mean, that's probably very minimal compared to some people out there. My goal isn't even to make money on this at all. I just want people to be interested in what I'm doing and possibly buy the game once I put it out on Steam. That's the ultimate goal, is to build an audience, supporters, people who want to support my work. Well, I'll take my shirt off for 20 bucks. We can start there. So these one-way platforms, just like you can go through them down and up. Actually, I shouldn't say that. With the shooting, you can shoot up through them just like you can jump through them, but you don't fall down them unless you press down like this. So the bullets, they can't shoot through them if you shoot through the top. But if you shoot through the bottom, you can. And so the sticky bomb, same thing. If you shoot up, it's actually hitting the ceiling way up there. I'll show you. See all those? But if I shoot down, it doesn't go through it. So just like any other bullet. The reason that the sticky bomb is just floating there in midair is because it hit something like a brick and blew it up, which it's not supposed to do yet. It's supposed to beep a few times and then blow up, but haven't implemented that yet. And so, because it's just destroying the block right away, not actually blowing up itself, it just looks like it's stuck in midair there. So, pretty much got the basics in the beginning of the sticky bomb working. Now I need to... Well, I definitely need to implement it, so if it hits a wall like this, because right now there's actually multiple layers here. You got this hidden area, and it's kind of stuck in between. It's in front of the tile set in the background, but it's behind the tile set in the foreground. Over here, there's just one layer of tile sets for the platform, so it's the depth of it is, you know, in front. So that's working fine over here. But over here, because you see when you you can kind of see it appear there for a second. When you're shooting through this hallway here, you know, you shouldn't be able to see them like that, so that makes sense. But over here, I want it to appear over top, I think. Or the sticky bomb, I might make it so the sticky bomb kind of shows half of it like that, because that actually kind of looks cool, but I would have to make it consistent. So like for something like this too, it would have to be behind it. So I can actually do that real quick. So wherever it ends up, see, but if it hits an enemy or a turret or something, I think I want it to be in the foreground. I'm not sure, but for now, if it does find an object and it hits it and it's stuck to it, we'll set its depth to be the depth of that object. -1. I think that'll work. Oh no. Oh wait, no. Oh, because now it's still behind the tile set. It's in front of the platform, which you can't see. There's a platform behind the tile set. Oh, that was stupid. So I gotta actually, it's not gonna be the closest object. It's gonna be basically the depth of the layer. So if I do layer get depth, and the layer ID will be whatever the layer that the object is on. No, that's still not going to work, but let's just see what happens anyway. really weird. I'm subtracting from 605 by 1. It's adding. The heck? Super weird. She's good. She's actually on here right now. She just got a break from work, so she hopped on here. Say hi in the chat, Claudia. That's my friend Blake. Blake, did you get my picture I texted you? Cool. Yeah, I'll send you a different picture from a better angle. Right now I have something really weird going on. The depth, it's showing it as what it should be, but then visually it's not on the right layer, or it's not in the right depth. It's so weird. I have no idea what's causing that. Ah, here we go. I see why. It's being set in another spot. There it goes. Oops. Keep clicking off that, make it full screen. Okay, so now the bullet is appearing on the top layer, which that's where it should have been appearing this whole time. But now it's white. The bullet's white again when it should be yellow. Alright, Blake, thanks for stopping by, buddy. What's up, Justin? I had Hartford on here. I had John Bullock on here briefly. Claudia was on here. No random people from the internet chiming in, but they had peaked for a second and then bounced off. I just texted it to a few people. I didn't post it anywhere like Facebook or anything. I just want some friends and stuff to like test it out, but really I want random people to join in and hopefully like it and subscribe at some point. But yeah, right now I'm working on a sticky bomb. So you got the regular pulse weapon, or it's called a pea shooter, I guess. And it's not automatic, and it doesn't, there's no like pushback or anything like that. It's pretty simple. And a lot of this stuff's just temporary. But then this one, it looks similar for now, but this one is you can hold it down, it's automatic. It's got a little bit of the shoot deviation because of the recoil, and it pushes you back, and it's pretty fast, right? So that's that weapon. Then you have the lobs, which it's kind of cool because they light up, right? So in these like darker rooms, it lights up, and then it'll blow things up too. It'll blow shit up. And then this one's the heat seeker. Not finalized yet, but this one seeks out like the nearest enemies. And then there's some blocks that you can't destroy yet, like in the beginning of the game, like these ones. So none of these bullets, none of these bullets will destroy these kind of blocks. So like later on, you find this yellow. For now, it's yellow. This I call it the sticky bomb gun. For now, everything's temporary. But for that one, when you shoot it, it's so fast. Essentially, it just appears wherever you're aiming it. Like it'll just appear there. You don't see it flying through the air. But what it's gonna do is it's gonna stick to something like this, and then for this particular block, you can blow it up, and then you'll be able to get through there. Like eventually, I'll be able to go through and see what's on the other side. But for now, when it's hitting things, it's just instantly killing them, blowing them up, and then it's not really blowing up or doing anything yet. That's why it's just floating there. It should like stick to it and go beep 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 beep, and then blow up, and then it won't be floating in the air like this. But yeah, it's gonna be cool because once it's complete, like the sound effects, the visual effects, and the actual effect of what it does will be pretty useful. Pretty cool. Yeah, for sure. I'm actually going to make a video of me playing Trapped. I'm going to go back and just like I'm streaming here, I'm just going to record myself playing through it and beat it. It takes about 30 to 45 minutes, and if you go kind of fast. But that'd be kind of a cool YouTube video. And then, you know, I'll put all the keywords in there on YouTube, and maybe some people will stumble across it at some point and be like, oh, this is the guy from 2005, you know, like 20 years ago who made Trapped. And then maybe you can pick up some followers there. But that's definitely just, you know, any kind of idea I can put on a list for a video. It's good. So that'll be something I'll do eventually. So these blocks, they don't, they're invisible unless something touches them. So right now that laser's touching them, and then they fade back, they fade away again. Any kind of bullet that touches them, it'll make them appear. Now technically if the sticky bomb is still on it like that, it shouldn't actually disappear yet. But just like if I stand there, it's gonna stay visible until I move off of it. But you can only implement one thing at a time. What's really cool is if I shoot a bunch of these lobs on these bricks, you'll see that when they start exploding, let me get out of here before I get killed. They start blowing up these bricks. Also, that laser shoots right through the bricks. If it misses me, if it detects me, and then it kind of, if it misses me, hold on. See if I can get it to work. Yeah. Oh my god, there's so many details and intricacies, wordsmith, with games, especially somewhat complicated games like this, I guess you could say. There's so many like micro decisions and design decisions you have to make. Like, so many things, you know? Like, every little detail is implemented and coded and planned out. Nothing's like by accident. I mean, the final product, nothing's by accident. Sometimes when you're coding, something might happen by accident. It could be a cool feature, you know, something that you discover by accident with like a mistake in the code. But, you know, there's so many little micro decisions that have to be made. Like, for instance, this sticky bomb, like I said, when you shoot it, it just instantly appears where it's going. And this room's really big. I can't even zoom out to show you the other side. So if I shoot here, it's going to end up all the way on the other side. See, there it is right there. And so that's kind of weird, right? Because if I'm shooting something all the way across the room and it's really far away, I don't know, maybe it's an enemy, maybe it's a brick, you can't really see what's happening, but you might hear it. Like, you might hear something blow up or whatever. So the micro decision is, what do I do? Should I make that, allow that, or should I make it so when, if essentially the bullet is going off the screen, it just disappears, and like it doesn't hit anything. So I don't even know yet. I don't know how I'm going to handle that. My mouse has got a little hair in it. It's messing up the laser. I have these tweezers on my desk specifically for that, because every now and then a little dog hair gets stuck in there, and then like the cursor doesn't go where I want it to go. Yeah, I'm a solo indie developer, and I'm not gonna have any kind of employees anytime soon. I could either maybe eventually have some volunteers or just partners. You know, people who want to help, people who want to see the game, support me, or see the game finished, or maybe they want to be a part of something. They want to do some of the art. Some people do it for free or for fun, or you can give them you can pay them a commission, or you can, when the game comes out and sells, then you can give them a little bit of a percentage or something. But there's no way I can just like hire. Yeah, I'll open source it. No, I can't open source it either. I'm the one that has to control everything, and like the coding and how it's all put together. Like, I can't have multiple people working on it right now, because I've never even done that with anyone else. It would be too complicated. So I have to be like in control of everything. But in terms of volunteers and whatnot, yeah, it's like if someone were to watch this and get interested, want to help, I'm totally open to that. Depending on the situation. I don't know. There's something kind of weird going on right there. Sometimes I'll notice something while I'm working on something else, and it really bugs me. But I don't know. I don't know if that's just... It's because during that room transition, I'm swinging the cursor over real fast, and it's like making the player like glitch, blink. Yeah, that is possible with GitHub. So GitHub is a website where you're basically uploading your code base and everything related to the game, every step you take. and any changes that are made. I actually don't even really know exactly the wording for it or how it works exactly, but essentially you use GitHub you can use it for a solo developer, but when you're working on anything, it can be not even game related. You're working on a document or some other, whatever project. If there's multiple people working on it, then it essentially keeps track of all that, and then like you can like combine all the work, and it knows what files to not, you know, if there's duplicate files and stuff like that, it kind of manages it all of it. And then yeah, it's 100% necessary for groups of 2 or more working on any kind of project. But it's free and it's really awesome. Every single day or a couple times a day I actually use it to I can't even remember the terminology right now, but I use it every single day to make sure that if my project gets corrupted or something, I can get it back. It's being stored on some other server. How's the audio? Can you hear the music? Can you hear me? Is it too loud, too low? Yeah, if you go to my YouTube channel right now, there's a stream from yesterday. But I literally spent like, it was like an hour and 45 minutes. And I barely got anything done because I just couldn't think on stream for some reason. You know, this is my second stream ever, so it's a little weird. It's different than just working when you know that, you know, no one's watching you. Cool, perfect. So yeah, I have a lot of work to do with the sticky bomb. But it's gonna be cool once it's done, and it's gonna be necessary. I knew from the beginning that I was eventually gonna make this. I just been kind of putting it off. I figured it'd be a good thing to implement on the stream. And so like, yeah, when it hits something, it shouldn't just it shouldn't act like, right now it's kind of acting like any other bullet, where it's like it wants to explode or affect something immediately, but it shouldn't. Like when it hits this door, the door shouldn't open yet. It should stick there, and then it should like blink and make noise and then blow up. Oh man. So what percentage of the game is completed? I'm gonna say very low, maybe 5%, 10%. The thing is, before I can build out the content of like the levels and the game design and the puzzles and kind of like each room and whatnot and the whole world map, before I can build all that out, I have to implement all like the major systems, like all that, like the way the enemies work, the health, the dying. You collect items, you can find items, new weapons, you know, the movement of the character, how you go from one room to the next, like these transitions. The way the aiming works, the fact that you can use the gamepad versus the, see if I can show it. Oh, I just died. Yeah, the fact that you can switch between the gamepad and the keyboard and the mouse and the game over screen, all this kind of shit. I have to implement all the base features and like the core of everything, and then once I have that, I can just focus on building out the content of the game and like the levels and the whole world map. I mean, in terms of I would say 5 to 10% overall, but in terms of like the core and the base of what I was just talking about, I might be about halfway there. I still need to do a dialogue system, a saving and loading. You know, right now if you exit the game and come back, everything's fresh, brand new, like you just loaded the game, like a Nintendo game. Because some of those games back then, there was no save feature until like Super Nintendo or PlayStation. I mean, the NES had some games obviously you could save, like Zelda, but like not the original Mario. You know, you got to beat that from World 1, Level 1, all the way to the end in one swoop. You can't turn the system off. So right now, just any game you make in GameMaker or pretty much any game program, that's how it works. If the user fires up the app, it's just going to be like it's fired up for the first time. So I have to implement a saving and loading feature, which I've done it in a previous game, so I know how to do it. It's just kind of a pain. I've been putting that off too because it's not super important yet, but I need to do that. I need to have it so there's the player can rebind the controls, because in other countries they use different kinds of keyboards. They don't move with A, W, S, and D. Maybe they want to use the arrows, or maybe they want to use, you know, space to jump instead of up. Yeah, there's the control rebinding. I have a whole list of things. Like even when you die, it's not fully implemented yet. Like this is what it looks like when you die. It's kind of cool. Like I remember when I first got this all done, I was like pretty happy because it works, but it's not going to be like the finalized version of it. Also, you can't select no. You can only select yes. And really, there's no last save or checkpoint yet. When you hit yes, it's just refreshing the whole game, like as I was talking about. It's not saving anything. Wasted. Yeah, it is kind of like that with Grand Theft Auto. I need to have, you know, you can pause the game, which is really cool, but there needs to be a menu here where you can like exit the game completely, go back to the title screen, maybe go back to the last save checkpoint if like something happened and you don't want to save it. You want to start back from the last saved spot. There should be options here in settings for like the audio and the controls and the visual. There'll be a link to wishlist it on Steam. Let's see. I have a list of stuff right here too. I need to, let's see. I need to make like more particle effects. I need a title screen, obviously. You know, when you load the game up, the title screen should come up, and then you can hit like continue, start new game. You can select a save slot. I need to make more weapons. I need to have more sound effects and visual effects for different things. There needs to be like a whole dialogue system built into it with NPCs, you know. The dialogue system too, I've done it in a previous game that was never released, the Ninja game. That's kind of a pain in the butt too, but it's definitely important. I need to have pickups, you know, health pickups, ammo, weapons. Right now the weapons that you have are just because I hard coded in there, but during the game you're gonna find the upgrades, the jetpack upgrades, the weapon upgrades, the way the fuel works for the jetpack. There needs to be a mini map and a world map, because it's going to be a big open world like a Metrovania. There's going to be puzzles. I haven't even created any enemies yet besides the turret, but that's pretty boring. It's just like a gun that's fixed. There's going to be enemies that can move around and fly around, and they're dynamic, and they have AI, so that's kind of a big deal. I eventually want to have an original soundtrack for the game, so I'm going to have to hire someone. I know a couple people, but I might look out other sources too and get some custom-made music, because then I can sell that on Steam as well, and you can package the two together. So if someone wants like the original soundtrack, because hopefully the music will be good, they can buy the OST and the game like in a bundle and save a little bit of money, or they could buy them separately. There's also going to be like tutorial areas essentially. So in the beginning of the game, there's going to be, you know, the player has to learn how to play the game and the controls and like what you can do in the game. But there's different ways to do that, and essentially I don't want to make it so there's a lot of text on the screen or I'm like teaching the player directly. It's going to be kind of like an organic thing, the way that Trapped was, and Zelda does it too, where it's like you get an item and then you have to use it right away to get out of the room where you got the item, and it kind of like teaches you how to use the item without actually teaching you. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. I need an in-game message system. So you find an item, you pick something up, and like the game will kind of like pause and it'll show you a message and maybe give you a little description of it. I need more user interface stuff. Localization. So if I want the game, if there's going to be a lot of dialogue, or or even the menu systems. If I want to sell the game in other countries, then, you know, the user should be able to pick their language, and then everything changes dynamically in the game. I don't know exactly what kind of music yet. I need to have bosses. You know, this is kind of, when I'm reading all this back to you, it's kind of overwhelming because there's just so much work. You know, I need to have cutscenes. You know, there might be a cutscene before or after you fight a boss, or before or after you solve a puzzle or enter a new world. Like, there should be some kind of like cutscene. And so there's animation involved, there's dialogue, there's sequences and all kinds of stuff. I need to have a storyline. You know, what is the point of the story? Also, one of the cool features, because I think the game's probably going to be called Coconut Head. It's kind of silly, but he's just like he's got like a round head, and it's very simple. The game's supposed to be kind of silly like that. It's not going to be like some super serious like Metroidvania, you know, Hollow Knight type of storyline where it's like really emotional or anything. So it's kind of silly, the Coconut Head. But one of the features is, just like in Metroid, you can like go into a little ball, so you can get into little crevices and stuff. Like, that's basically what you're gonna be able to do with this. He's gonna collapse down, so he's just a head, and then like the head rolls, so you can like fit into smaller spaces by collapsing down into your little coconut head form, and then you can go back into his normal form. I mean, I think I'm gonna do that. I think one of the main features of this game is the fact that you have the jetpack. So you can already use, like, you know, that's one of the features where you can, like, at first you won't have it, and then you find it, and then you can get the higher spots. And then if you run out of fuel, you know, you can't reach a higher spot, so you got to get the jetpack upgrade. So the jetpack is one of the, you know, the hooks of the game, I guess. I mean, it's nothing like super unique, but, well, it's not unique at all. But the jetpack, combined with the fact that you can kind of aim in all directions, and you can find different kinds of weapons, solve puzzles, explore the open world, and solve puzzles and kill bosses and yada yada. The idea is to kind of progress through the story. I don't know exactly what the story is going to be yet, but see, that's why I was saying the game's maybe 5 or 10% done, if at best. And it depends on if you're talking about the overall game, from like 0 to 100% complete, or just like the base and the core and the systems of what makes the game work. Like, I would say the core and the base, the systems, maybe 10% or a little bit more. I don't even know, maybe 25%. But the actual full game is probably 5% done. I mean, there's so much that needs to be done. But I feel like if you look at like a graph of how the completion of the game, it's not just like linear. Like, if I spent a month on it and it's 5% done, you know, then I would need 20 months to finish the game. Like, I don't think it's going to be like that. If it takes a few months to get everything like the core done, I might only need another few months to do the rest of the entire game. So like, I feel like it's some kind of curve. Hopefully, I would like to be able to finish this game this year. You know, I started late last year, or maybe it was in January of this year. No, it's been more than 2 months. I've been working on the game for like 2-3 months maybe. And yeah, I don't want to be releasing this game in like late 2025 or later. I really want to get it done in 2024. Even if it's just an early release game and it's not a full complete game, if it has a nice vertical slice, a nice demo where people can play like a good chunk of it, and I build out the game from there, and I keep uploading like the new levels and stuff, that'll be cool. I would like to get an early release game out there so people can start, like, they can download a free demo, but if I can get an early release vertical slice of the game, people can start buying it and supporting it. And then, you know, if there's any issues with the game too, with the demo or the vertical slice, I mean, it might crash, people might they might have input, and then I can go back and like fix those things and keep uploading. And once you buy it, you only buy it once, and every time I upload an update, you get that for free, obviously. Yeah, I've been streaming for 2 hours and 15 minutes, and you know, I've been just trying to make this sticky bomb, and this is as far as I've gotten so far, where it instantly appears where it needs to be, and then the next step is to basically make it like animate, make sounds, beep, and explode, and then that's when it's gonna do the damage it should, whether it's, you know, opening up a door, blowing up a brick. And if, you know, it's gonna blow up multiple bricks, like it's probably gonna do a radius of like this much, like 9 bricks or something worth. Like the lob explosion, this weapon here, let's see what this one looks like real quick, 'cause this does a little bit of a radius too. Let's see what that, yeah, so that does about 9 bricks worth of damage. So I might make the sticky bomb even bigger. Like it's gonna take out like a big chunk. It's gonna be like a decent sized explosion. But the main thing is, you know, you can kill enemies with it and stuff like that, bricks, blocks. But like I said, the main thing is it's gonna be used to break certain things. Like it's a more powerful weapon. It's a specialized bullet or weapon that's gonna be able to blow up these things. Like that's the whole idea. You shoot these, it beeps, it blows up, and then it's like you can go through there. But there might be another weapon too that you can do that. Like in Metroid, Super Metroid, or any of the Metroids, you have the regular pea shooter gun, but then you get the missile, and the missile can blow up certain doors that you couldn't get through in the beginning of the game. So I might make it so the missile can also blow up these. I just know that in the beginning you don't have the missile or the sticky bomb, and like you can't get through these blocks initially. So I don't know if you notice, if you're still watching, I don't know if you noticed the lighting, but like generally the way, like the default room, you have like this lighting where you can see this circle right here is kind of like lit up, and you can see the background. It's like a checkered. But over here it's a little bit darker. And in this room there's no darkness at all, so there's no light. You don't see a circular thing of light. The very far background is dim. That's how it is in every room, just for like depth perception. But some of the rooms have like a darkness, some like this have no darkness. Same thing with this room. There's absolutely, right now currently, just for testing, it's all lit up. There's no like circular light thing. And this is just to kind of show off the level without it being hard to see. But over here, just again for testing, this is one of the rooms that's like really dark, so you can't see anything, but you can shoot the little, I call it a lob. You're lobbing the bullet, but that's not really what it's going to be called probably. But like it lights up. It's like kind of like a light, and you can see the circular thing like pulsating like that because of the light. The bullet itself is blinking like that. So it's really cool just to kind of have this dark area. Some rooms will be dark, and you know, if there's enemies flying around and stuff, and the music's all like mysterious, like the ambience will be really cool. You have your headphones on, you're playing the game, you don't have this weird background music. Figure out the purpose of the game, begin with the end in mind. Yeah, I mean, that's good advice for sure. I'm always thinking about that. Like in Mario, it's very simple. You're basically saving the princess, you know. In this, it's not going to be like saving the princess, but yeah, there has to be like, I need to know like the basics of the story, like why you're even jumping around and shooting a gun and have a jetpack. Like who is this person, this character that you're playing? So I'll figure it out at some point. It's definitely important. I need to know soon, but more concerned with the actual gameplay and the mechanics and the level design and all that kind of stuff right now. See, right now this thing is instantly shooting those blocks from over here. If I go over there, you'll see I killed a lot of them. Broke a lot of them. But like the micro decisions, you know, should that happen, it's kind of weird. And maybe, you know, should you only be able to shoot one sticky bomb at a time? Like I should be able to shoot this. It goes beep, 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 beep. It blows up. It's not going to take too long because it'd be annoying if it's too long. But you shouldn't really be able to shoot another one. Like there should be like a little reloading thing. Like that's what I'm going to do. So basically this up there in the left corner where you can see the yellow gun, it's highlighted because that's the gun I'm using right now. When you shoot it, before you can shoot it again, like there's a cooldown. So the background is like a light. The background of the gun up there, the icon is like a light gray. But when you shoot it, it'll go dark gray, and then essentially the light gray like fills up that box again. And when it's fully filled, you can shoot it again. And at that point, it would have exploded. That's a typical thing with like these hot bars and the items and stuff that you can use over and over. It's called a cooldown. And so that's what I'm gonna have to do, because I don't want you to be able to just shoot a ton of these and then they all blow up. I don't know. The purpose of it isn't like this gun where you're just like shooting a shit ton of them. You see the mudslide by our old place that took out the pedestrian bridge? No. How do I see that? What do I do? Is it on the news? The stream is so long, but what's really cool is that it just goes right to YouTube. So like this isn't being stored on my computer. I mean, I can edit the video and download it and whatever, create like shorts from it and stuff, but you know, if I was recording right now on my computer, this would be a couple gigabytes. I mean, it's not a big deal, and there's going to be times where I'm going to record videos that are that long, but essentially this whole entire stream is just going to the YouTube server, so it's kind of cool. Yeah, send me a link. But I'm going to have to end this stream soon so I can take a break, get some food with Claudia, and just probably finish this sticky bomb off stream at some point. Sometimes when I feel like when I'm on stream, it's like harder to think. Jeez. That's what you get for being, oh, never mind. That's crazy. Mother Nature's crazy. Yeah, man, we had so much rain, it was nuts. No. I will not. No, I'm not really afraid. I was just kidding though. I mean, okay, I'll say it, but I wasn't really serious. I was gonna say that's what you get for being rich and putting your house on the edge of the beach, the edge of the land. Like, what are you doing? The insurance has to be insane for houses like that because, you know, the potential for damage from weather and stuff like that, it happens all the time. You know, if you live in an area that you can get a mudslide or flood it easily, or you live in an area where there's a lot of hurricanes or tornadoes or anything like that. I mean, you know, one reason why California is probably expensive for a lot of things too is just the fact that we have earthquakes. I mean, I don't know for sure, but earthquakes, the damage from earthquakes is probably factored into stuff, you know. Yeah, man, sounds good. I'll make it happen. See, there's so many ideas you can come up with. Like, I could make it so when you shoot this bullet, and if you shoot it again, like near it, they combine and get bigger. But like if you don't, it just, if you shoot off over here, it just is, you know, the same size as the initial one. But like if you shoot like, I don't know, 5 in a row and they're all next to each other, they kind of like absorb into each other. And then that's how you make it explode. Like otherwise it won't explode. Maybe it just disappears eventually, or fades out, or explodes, but it doesn't really do any damage. But if you can like fire off 4 in a row or 5 in a row in the same spot, they'll like combine and get bigger, and then it'll do something and do more damage. Like just a silly idea I just thought of. I probably won't do it, but there could be something like that. All right, dude. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. I'm gonna head off too soon, I think, but I'll talk to you soon. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Chat soon. feel like that's going to be a little complicated to implement, but I'm going to have to figure out a way to do it. So if you shoot the sticky bomb on a target that's moving like this, especially if it's rotating, then it should rotate with it, because this looks dumb. How the heck am I going to do that? That's going to take some thinking. That's an issue right there, too. So yeah, this really shouldn't be instance place. I think it should be instance position. It might help a little bit. Alright, the stream's been going on for way too long, so I'm signing off, and I'll try again tomorrow.